Hi, this is Wendy. We're here having a chat about, this is a series of 4 postings. This is number 1, and it's about the War of the Minds. It's based on, I guess, the real world events that we've come through, how you're feeling about yourself, and about moving yourself forward and coming through trauma, past trauma, and coming out the other side and living your life, understanding that we are constantly living with a war between our minds, within our minds, of the minds from out there, and how you can win that war of the minds. It's kind of like, I don't know if you're into the Lord of the Rings stuff, but it's kind of the battle for Helm's Deep. Well, this is a battle of the heart deep. And so for part 1, we're going to talk about trauma for a start, right? So we've come through, there's 2 different types of trauma that you and I and all of the world are dealing with. And the first one is that we've come through, the pandemic, and which created, I'm not going to talk about what it was, but what I'm talking about is what it's done for us and the trauma that it caused and the other trauma that we carry. So we were isolated, we were put against each other, our relationships became fractured, we lost loved ones in hospitals, on deathbeds, where we couldn't sit with them and have that heartfelt ending. There were all sorts of things that happened, and so we were traumatized. There's trauma from that. And also, without that, a lot of us have had really shitty childhoods, or have had workplace bullying, have felt isolated from society for different reasons, have had a lot of conditioning come in on us that have caused us to feel less valuable and valued than we should. And so we've disconnected from ourselves and our souls. So this is a war of the minds. This is a war of the minds from those who create the pandemic and are creating that situation in the world where they're trying to separate us so that we don't care for each other and care for ourselves, most importantly. And then there's the war of the minds that are our own internal thought processes, where we aren't looking after ourselves and caring and having compassion for ourselves, let alone others. And so a lot of this internal war is brought about by social media, by the portrayal of what's meant to be perfect, what you're meant to be, what someone else has got that you haven't got, what someone is that you are not, how someone else looks when you don't. It's all just there to create that war of the minds. So through the next following 3 parts of this blog post that I'm doing is about understanding the war of the minds and how you and your mind can conquer the negativity and come out with having values, compassion, care, all of the good stuff, positivity, love and joy, without being walked over, by standing up for yourself, without having that negative stuff that's just doing your head in. So, bless you. Keep listening. Have a look at the next 3 posts, because this is about the war of the minds. The war of the minds from out there, outside of you, and the war of the minds inside you. Alrighty. Take care. Bye-bye for now.